Hi, I'm Ashley Sharp, Executive Director of Dwell with Dignity. Can you please tell me your name and what firm you represent?
I'm Carolyn and I represent 1220. We're not an interior design firm. We are actually a retail and wholesale store. So we're a source for interior designers and the public as well.
I think that's so great. And so what you see right now, everyone, is an example of the amazing items that you can find at 1220. So what was your inspiration for putting together this vignette?
Well, as everyone knows, COVID kind of put us into a situation which we didn't really expect, but all of everything was selected and put together before COVID kind of changed our philosophy on things. But our approach was to do something kind of light and happy and fun. And I feel like that's kind of in keeping with the theme of Dwell with Dignity. Absolutely. And so we wanted it to have bright colors. We started sort of planning our vignette around a painting. So we have quite a bit of art in the store, a lot of vintage. We represent a handful of local and national modern artists as well. And we selected a flamingo painting, which is a vintage piece, to kind of be the inspiration for our vignette.
I love that. So as far as the colors, is that where you drew the colors from too, was from that flamingo?
Absolutely. So the main color in the vignette, we wanted something bold and bright and colorful. So we kind of went to Benjamin Moore's paint deck and we came up with Flamingo's Dream. So that is actually our main wall color.
Okay.
We thought it was happy and couldn't work any better with our inspiration piece that we selected.
I love it. I love the colors. It's so vibrant. I think that there's a lot of energy in the room. And I think that's what's so eye-catching about it, is that everything just flows together and it's so bright and happy.
Yes, that's kind of what we were going for. At 1220, we offer all one-of-a-kind pieces. We don't handle any new inventory. Everything is either vintage or antiques. And we like to mix the modern with the antiques in the store. And we like to feature kind of bold, happy colors, because I feel like that takes the seriousness, it lifts the seriousness of the antiques and kind of some of the more important pieces that we have in the way of, case goods, credenzas, sideboards, and that sort of thing. The modern art with the bold, bright colors and just accenting with the mid-century bold colors helps put a lightheartedness and a more livable feeling in really some pretty formal antiques. So we like to mix both of them. Not to say that you can't put the antiques in a more formal or serious environment,
right.
But I don't think, especially now that we're kind of reopening after COVID and people are living in their houses a little bit more, I think they want them to be more comfortable and livable. So
absolutely. And I love the idea of having something that's playful. I mean, look at this piece right here. It's so fun, it's so vibrant, but it's so livable.
Exactly.
Which is what I love.
Exactly. So we feature, we like to have beautiful wood pieces like the Burl table is. Lots of warm wood tones you'll find. We'll find a lot of antiques as well as mid-century pieces in the kind of beautiful wood tones, but then we also like to offer some lacquered pieces. This piece was actually a piece that we found out of the Dwell with Dignity warehouse.
Love it.
And it was in need of a little TLC for sure. And we decided to choose this piece so that we could show how you can kind of transform a piece that maybe isn't in the best condition into something that is playful, fun, and happy. It's one of our lacquered finishes and lacquered pieces.
I love it. Well, and especially people come in and they look at this table, and I think 4 or 5 people have already said, that's the first thing I'm buying. That's my table. And I said, good luck. It's going to be a race to see who gets it.
Exactly. So I'm very partial to kind of the more unusual kind of wood. So the burl pieces, we have rosewood pieces, And then anything that kind of has that beautiful, rich, warm tone to it, that actually I think works beautifully with the bright lacquered pieces as well. And we have quiet pieces as in the lacquered and quiet pieces in the wood as well, because everybody can't be a star in a room. So
speaking of stars, obviously this painting is fantastic. The flamingo painting, they're both very eye-catching. So what's your philosophy on including art in a space?
Well, one of our favorite taglines or hashtags on Instagram is start with art. So for me, I feel like in our vignette, we did not have the featured artists art when we started our inspiration for the vignette. So we started with a piece of our art, and when we were cut a little further along with the design of the vignette, we were thrilled to be able to find this piece that worked beautifully with all the colors that we had already selected. We had already selected our piece from the store and our colors, and that the piece from Carolyn Joe couldn't work any better for us.
It was kismet.
It's perfect. And we also offer a lot of vintage glassware in the store as well. And the Dallas skyline, I felt, was just begging for some vintage art pieces to kind of mimic the skyline of Dallas in tabletop glassware.
It's inspired. I love it.
Thank you.
Okay, and the last question, which I know is going to be very difficult. What's your favorite piece in the vignette?
Gosh, it's so hard because what we did at the store is we're fairly new, so we don't have any pieces that have been with us for a very long time. So we kind of picked some of our most favorite things that we felt represented us the best. And they are some of our most popular things as well. So I have to say, I'm probably partial to the Murano pieces, especially the lamp.
Yeah, the lamp is fantastic.
We've got a beautiful Murano lamp here that's mid-century. We have a lot of Murano in the store. We offered a lot of it in the vignette as well.
The work on that is incredible.
Because it's just, each piece is so special in its own way, and it's a nice way to add a little bit of color if you want a little bit of color, or a lot of color if you want a lot of color in an accent piece. So I would say that even though it's a small accessory, I have to say that that's probably my favorite piece.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. So please do come out to Thrift Studio. It opens to the public on August 28th, and it will run through September 26th. We can't wait to see you there. Thank you so much, and thank you again. I really appreciate you being part of this.
Thanks for having me, Ashley.